let me get this straight. You wrote True Romance, you sold it, and you used the money from True Romance to fund Reservoir Dogs.
Well, that was going to be the idea.
Right.
All right. That was going to be the idea. Was I was selling True Romance. I was going to get like $30,000, and I'd never had $30,000 in my life. I was a minimum wage kid. I was only like making like $150 a week, you know. And
at a video store.
At a video store, Video Archives in Manhattan Beach. And so the thing about it was, so that was the kind of plan. Well, I finally got some money, then I'll shoot on 16 millimeter, this thing that I can shoot in like in a muffler shop or something, which was Reservoir Dogs. And I showed it to the guy who ended up becoming my partner on the film, Lawrence Bender. And he read it, and he was like, Quentin, this is a pretty good script. I mean, we could actually get real money and make a real movie. And I was like, nah, man, I've been hearing that for years. No one's going to give me money to make a movie. I haven't done shit. You know, it's just not going to work out. It's just not going to work out. I don't buy it. Now that I've actually got some money in my hand, I'm going to do it this way and take it on the film festival circuit. And then he was like, okay, I'll tell you what. How about this? Give me 3 months. Just give me 3 months. If at the end of 3 months I can't get some interest to make it like a real movie, then okay, then I'll help you and we'll make the little home movie version. And so, you know, so I gave him he paid me $100. I gave him an option for 3 months. And in 3 months, we got actually somebody who was not the person who ended up doing it, but we got somebody who was interested in doing it. That would have like given us like $600,000. And then we ended up making a deal with Live Entertainment, which was sort of the home video home of Coralco, the big Rambo studio. And they gave us like $1.3 million to make the movie.
When you sit back and you talk about that today, does it even seem real? I mean, that you really were working in that video store and that you really did write that? I mean, it's got to be a bizarre whirlwind adventure that your life has been.
Well, it was like, well, in a way, the working at the video store was the part that was real. Everything else was like was the fairy tale.
Yeah.
I kept waiting for it all to kind of fall apart. At some point, this movie that's going to happen is going to fall apart. Either it's like it all falls through, or the company changes their mind, or I get fired while I'm doing it, and that's the end of that. I just, and I had friends who had gotten some places, and then things went bad. So I kept waiting for things to go bad, but then they didn't. And then I had like at a certain point, I realized, well, they're not going to fire me because the actors really love me. The actors wouldn't allow them to fire me. The actors would walk. So I go, okay, I guess I'm pretty safe as far as that's concerned. But it was more like a situation where up until 91, up until I did Reservoir Dogs, any luck that I had was either no luck or bad luck. Everything was always just a big build-up to a horrible letdown.
In your life or in your career?
In my life, in my my career, but probably my life too. All right, and then all of a sudden, just as bad as everything went up until that time was as good as it went for the next 6 or 7 years. It literally just, they say, hey, pendulum swings both ways. Well, eventually, after almost my 20s, all of a sudden the pendulum started swinging the other way and everything worked out. It was kind of amazing.